right to the panel. Heritage Foundation policy analyst Riley Walters and Republican strategist Ford O'Connell. Ford, President Trump, the tariff man thing. I mean, let me back up a second. He's going to get a deal done. He'll get it done in 90 days, 92 days, whatever. He's going to get a deal done. And the critics of Trump miss this point time and again that his supporters on Wall Street say. He's not an idiot. He's going to get a deal done. What do you think, Ford?
Well, I think he is going to get a deal done. Look, no one wants to see an 800-point drop on the stock market, but no one ever said it was going to be easy to crack down on China with their trade abuses and IP abuses. Look, the U.S. has been ignoring China for basically 3 decades. And look, at the end of the day, you have to understand, tariffs are working on the Chinese. Their currency's tumbling, their stock market's hurting, and their corporate bonds are defaulting. You just have to hang in there and play the long game. I think the key is going to be deciding for the Trump administration in this round what exactly it is they want to extract from China and then stay on them.
And Riley, the yuan and renminbi trembling over there in China, it undercuts the cost of the tariffs our U.S. companies would be hit with. Here's the thing. I mean, the markets will whipsaw big time naturally because this is naturally big stuff, to Ford's point. Again, I think the president is trying to ask for the moon, get a good deal, throw the spaghetti at the wall, and he'll come up with something. What do you think, Riley?
I think the deal that he and President Xi made over the weekend is a right step. It will be successful toward sort of getting an end to this trade dispute. But I think what the market's really reacting to is a lot of the mixed messaging coming from the White House and some of the uncertainty from tweets. The president said, in the document from the White House that the negotiations will be 90 days, but in his tweet, he says it might be more. Markets don't want uncertainty like that. They want to know it will be done in 90 days.
Yeah, why don't you tweet market smack after the close, right? I mean, that's one point that's been made. Ford, what do you make of China's new punishments for IP theft? Do you think it's a serious thing? I mean, they're talking about stopping, those China companies that steal IP, intellectual property, from borrowing in the bond markets or from state banks. What do you think of that?
Look, I think that is a good first step, but I do think that the Chinese are playing a game here, and they essentially want to run out the clock on President Trump. I think we have to step back and understand what the Chinese ultimate goal is. Whether it's the China 2025 strategy or the 2049 strategy, they want to be the preeminent economic and military power in the world. And essentially, whatever deal we get with China, it's not going to be the end of the negotiations. And whoever the next president is going to have to stay on China for the next century. This is who we're facing economically, militarily, and it's not just the U.S., it's the rest of the world.
It's a good point. They're in recessionary mode, and their market's in a bear market, too, right, Ford?
No, it absolutely isn't a bear market, and to the point, the yuan's hurting as well.
Yeah.
And they know it's working right now, and the question is they're trying to find a way out of it and to wiggle out of this at this moment, and it's working because we're the largest consumer on
All
Earth.
right, Riley, let's get to the Democrats and how they're going to handle what the president is trying to do in fixing trade. To Ford's point, it has been a problem forever, and now we have Nancy Pelosi dissing the NAFTA agreement, saying, quote, the trade agreement formerly known as PRINCE, no, I mean formerly known as NAFTA, is a work in progress. Okay, Congress likely does have to sign off on NAFTA. If the president pushes forward on the China deal as a national security issue, this is going to be the fight coming in January when Congress gets seated and adjourns, right, Riley? How are the Democrats going to react to what the president's trying to do and fix the trade problems?
Well, I don't know about Nancy Pelosi, but I'm a Prince fan. I'm also a free trade fan. It will be difficult for Representative Lighthizer. He's not just going to have to negotiate with Congress the new trade deal with Mexico and Canada, but he's going to also have to negotiate with China, too, and Japan and the EU and even the UK. I mean, he's going to have a full schedule next year. And, of course, with a House that's majoritively Democratic, which is going to make it harder for him. To address some of the things that we want to do in a timely manner.
In the interim, we've got small businesses for